see your monsters, I see your pain. Tell me your problems, I will chase them away.
Alright, ya have my attention. Atsumu glared. Aya's eyes widened for a second. It looked like she was frightened, as if that glare would kill her, if glares could kill, that is. Then she simply glanced and put her hand over her lips, trying to hold back a laughter. Did I? I am glad. You see, I paid quite the price for it. Atsumu didn't avert his gaze. Oh my, what a glare. Are you planning to kill me with that glare of yours, Mia Atsumu? Should I start shaking in my boots then? Aya tilted her head and hissed. I suggest you behave like a good boy. All that glaring is useless, I ain't scared of that. I remember what you said to me. Stop squealing like a pig, isn't that right? Such unbelievable rudeness. Aya slowly nodded her head so as to disapprove Atsumu's misbehavior. Aya, Atsumu screamed. I suggest you lower that. It's giving me a damn headache. Tell me, Atsumu-san, are you suffering? Are you in pain? Is your heart breaking every minute, every second of the day? Are you unhappy? Are you in despair just like I wanted you to be? With each word Aya spoke, her lips began to curl upwards, slowly twisting into a smirk, then it suddenly became deadpan. Tell me, Mia Fug-kin Atsumu, how can you live with yourself? Atsumu lost control and he lunged towards her. Just before he could do anything, a man interrupted him by stopping his fist midway between Aya and him. Aya got startled with this sudden movement. She didn't think that Atsumu was capable to hit her. When the man gripped his wrist, Atsumu couldn't budge an inch. Please refrain from touching her. I am sore. Who are ya? Fug, leave me. Atsumu backed up. He himself couldn't believe he would overcome with rage and raise fist against a girl. Aya composed herself and replied, well, I knew you, there's a possibility you see you could hurt me, so he is my bodyguard. The man sighed. Damn, she's still so terrible at excuses. I suggest you control yourself, sir. Otherwise things won't end well for you. The man said it to the blonde boy in a cool, apathetic voice. Atsumu glanced back so as to see the guy that stopped him. He was wearing a black hoodie and a white mask. I said sorry, but wait. Voice. Atsumu got shocked. Was he hearing correctly? Umi-kun. No. Atsumu shook his head. He is in hospital. God, I am thinking so much about him that I am even mixing Umi-kun's voice with someone else's. The man retreated and went back to Aya's side. She whispered something to him and he left. For a while Atsumu couldn't bring himself to talk. One rejection. Only one. That's all it took ya to turn this cruel. Ya ain't human, Aya. Aya stared silently at Atsumu's golden eyes. You don't know anything about me. You don't know how much pain, helplessness, anger I went through to walk on this path. Don't you dare belittle my feelings, Mia Atsumu. You're a monster. Atsumu muttered. That's right, I am. What are ya gonna do? Tell brother or captain about me. They can't do anything to protect sorry Ash. Atsumu tried to control himself from those taunts. I thought ya loved Kiyumi. Do ya even understand the meaning of love, Aya? I do. It was a very solemn, almost sad reply. No, ya don't. I doubt ya ever loved anyone. How can you watch him suffer like this? If ya wanted to curse someone, it should have been me. Atsumu nearly broke down, his voice cracked. Why didn't ya curse me? Aya closed her fist tight enough for her nails to dig into her palms while continuously staring at him. Don't get me wrong, I did think about it. Then why? Why him? If you suffer from the curse, only thing that will happen is Sakusa-san will be focused on you, doing everything he can to help you. Atsumu realized something. Then he won't even look at you. Aya smirked. Yep. Even if I blackmail him, that love won't be real. Aren't you a smart boy to figure it out all by yourself? Great job. She clapped slowly while Atsumu glared again. Don't you think this is the ideal situation? When he's sick, vulnerable, lonely, and then he gets dumped by the person he loves the most. I wonder how would it feel to be betrayed by the one person he cared about when he is in the lowest point of his life. And then I will come to him. Heal his broken heart and he will learn to love me. Our love will be real and precious. Atsumu clenched his jaw, as those words stung like needles. It's easier to control people's actions and thoughts when they are emotionally damaged and vulnerable. Don't you think so, Atsumu-san? After all, you would know better than me about controlling people. I did offer you a easy way out before. But you took it for granted. I ain't doing it. I ain't breaking up with him. I will find a way to break this curse and save him. Whoa, hold your horses, Prince Charming. Time is running out. Are you sure about wanting to play by your own rules? You're being a fool. This is not the time to be brave. Tisk. Come on, Sumu-san. It's just a little payback for the pain you caused me. She replied calmly. Atsumu stood still, his head was pounding. Insane. Fugan insane. I don't remember doing something that bad to you. Aya rolled her eyes. Of course you are a good guy. And good guys like you can never do any wrong cause they are too proud to notice anything else that doesn't concern them. And even if they did anything, their wrongdoings are justifiable actions, isn't that right? You know what? I am not aiming to please you with my explanations. I'm done arguing with you. Aren't you a bully yourself, Aya? I am sure that I am at least better than you. Aya, who had a bored look on her face this entire time, suddenly burst into laughter. Ha ha, looks like you did your homework. Sumu-san. And I suppose you got to know this from my school. She removed a tear from her eye. Sheesh. Wanna listen to what I did to gain such a great reputation?
No, I don't need to know what fucked up shit you did. Sumu-san. Aya tilted her head to one side. If you are gonna dig dirt, you should dig it all the way onto the other side. Then maybe you will see things differently. So you're saying ya aren't a bad person. Clearly your actions beg to differ. No, like you said. It's okay. I accept what I am. I want to enjoy your misery. If that what makes me the bad guy, then so be it. I am actually very happy about this. Upon realizing he couldn't do anything, Atsumu lowered his eyes. He was ready to leave. Did you forget what I said before? The curse will stop progressing once you break up with him. I do. Ya made that pretty crystal. Glad you heard me. If you want to see him alive, all you gotta do is break up. Or better yet, why don't you just kill yourself? And save us both trouble. Those words shook him to the core. How could a person be this vengeful? He couldn't understand why was she so hellbent on destroying him. Upon seeing his expression, Aya's mouth began to twitch. That's the expression I wanted to see. God, it's so satisfying. Will he get mad if I take a picture? But for the better judgment and for the fact that she couldn't move due to her injuries, she decided against it. Fuck this shit. I can't even move without the wheelchair. Aya gave up struggling. You're incapable of love, Aya. How fucking dare you? Cause ya never loved yourself. In the first place, at least have the guts to admit that. Aya felt vulnerable, too emotionally damaged to even refute the sentence. Would ever break up with Sakusa Kiyumi if you want to see him alive. Atsumu turned his head towards the entrance. I almost forgot. You better keep your mouth shut about this. Not like anyone will believe you. Seriously, what are you gonna tell? Sakusa Kiyumi was cursed by a normal high school girl. And that's why he is sick. It sounds quite ridiculous, don't you think? No one else but only me. Only I can help you. Pathetic. Oh, I am? Well, I guess love makes both of us pathetic? We are the same, huh? Fuck you, Aya. I would never hurt the one I love. I am nothing like ya. Atsumu shot an angry glance at her. He was angry that Aya used the word love, when she didn't even know what love actually meant. To which Aya replied, haha, really? That gives me another idea. By the way, you're welcome. I just saved his life. You break up with him and pay more attention to that volleyball career of yours. Pretty win-win situation, don't you think? She couldn't stop grinning. Ya don't let your pretty little head worry about my career. Aya, you know what? People like you shouldn't receive kindness. Yet I am feeling generous. What do ya mean? You will break up with him. Not just normally, but in the cruelest way possible. You will hit him where it hurts, Atsumu-san. I have full faith in you, she said while tapping her fingers on the chair, her mouth stretching into a monstrous grin. What the heck you talking about? Well, I think a smart guy like you can figure it out. Can't you? One more thing, call me while you do it. I want to witness the job properly done. I will judge whether your performance was or wasn't worthy enough for my entertainment. I am fucking hungry for a bit of drama. I am sure you will provide me that. Won't you, Mr. Miya? Atsumu looked down at his feet. Come on. Don't be sad, lift your head up and entertain me, okay? Put on a good show. Ganbaru Miya Atsumu. Atsumu just gritted his teeth and walked out. Aya sighed. She was trembling from the adrenaline rush. She rolled her head back as her pain increased. Glad to see you handle matters pretty well, darling. Just like always. Well done. The demon entered into the room. I didn't ask you to say save me. She tried to talk back. Right, you didn't. But it's my job at this point, isn't it? Aya looked down at the table where the cup was kept. Your tea has gone cold. It's fine. I will finish it. Aya picked up the cup, stirring the sugar. She stared at the blood seal on her hand. Her bandaged eye started throbbing again. She put her hand on her bandage, stroking it so as to soothe the pain. I was trying to make him mad. He really did become mad. It really was satisfying. Thanks to his impulsiveness, otherwise I would have had 30% lower chance to succeed. Congratulations. Aya turned her head. Humph. You know, Mr. Santa, when I was a kid I read a story. A fairy tale, in fact. The main character, the prince, kinda resembles Miya Atsumu. He was blonde and was impulsive too. In the story, the monster imprisoned the princess in a cage. But one thing puzzled me. The prince tried several times to rescue his lover. But he failed. But the thing is, whenever the prince came to save the princess, the monster would never seriously hurt the prince. He had enough power to kill him. But he didn't do that. But the reason why the monster acted that way, I never found out. That part wasn't printed in the book. I really wanted to know the ending. Do you know why the monster did that? No, I don't, Santa replied grimly. Ever since we entered into the contract you became so damn gloomy. I kinda miss your snarky replies. She crossed her fingers and rested her chin on it. I can't wait to look forward for the performance. Let's see how far Prince Miya will go to save his love. ... But I have to say the only thing that has lately happened good in my life is you. Me. You seem surprised. At this point you are the only one I can trust. Santa looked away. Aya was terribly exhausted and sleepy. She yawned. I know you are not Kiyumi-san. Yet why do I want to touch you? Touch you? Pardon? Aya was flushed up till her ears. She immediately shook her head. What sort of thoughts are these? He is a demon. He is not Kiyumi-san. Nothing. You said you wanted to know about my opinion about the story. Maybe the monster loved the prince instead of the princess. So every time the prince came to save her, the monster could meet him. Even if the monster knew that the prince will never love him. But, tell me something, is it worth all this pain? Santa looked back at her. But she had fallen asleep without listening to his explanation. He got agitated. What should I do? Someone please tell me. I admit that I failed. I cannot bear the weight of this contract. His eyes were frantic. His mask of composure finally broke. Santa lifted his hand and brought closer to the sleeping girl. He slowly wrapped his fingers around her neck. The moment he thought of squeezing her neck, he received a violent pain in his chest. And those crimson chains appeared, wrapping his hand up and preventing him from going any further. Santa pulled his hand away, breathing heavily cause his hand got burned quite severely. He saw a single tear escape from Aya's closed eyes. She was having nightmares again. Don, leave me, Mr. San, please. It's not like I can leave you. Even if I want to. Santa sighed deeply. I don't know what I am doing anymore. I am going insane. No. There has to be another way. Right? He wiped those stray tears that fell across her cheek. After this short outburst he tried to compose himself. He fixed her blanket and sat on the ground beside her bed, patting her hand, with the same hand that got burned, both of their blood seals glowing in the darkness.